Okay, people. So today I'm a bit late into the market. London session has already started. It started 20 minutes ago. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. I came back from the gym a bit late because I woke up late. So I'm trying to get into something to see what we can do here. I just want to show you how I look at my charts, how I chart everything up, and let's go from there. So first of all, let's hide that first. Let's go to the daily. Come on. Okay, so from yesterday, you can see that the price is still respecting my upwards channel. Yes, overall, this is a downwards trend. As you can see, high, lower low, higher low, lower high. That was actually a higher low, if you look at it like that. Lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we got a higher low. So this first one was like, okay, just so you know, there's one coming, the direction's coming. This is called divergence, when the market says it's going down, but this is showing that it wants to go up. This is like your first hint, so you know that there's a change coming. Obviously this is a daily, so it's going to take you forever to see that. That's a lot of days. Let's measure it actually. From there all the way to here, that is 48 days, so over a month. 2 months nearly, a month and a half, sorry. So yeah, it's a long time to wait. Obviously you can do the same thing on lower time frames, but this is divergence where you can see what's exactly happening here. This is a low and this is a higher low. So because that's a higher low, but this is then saying that it's going down, that's what I would call divergence. Because it's not corresponding with what this says. Going forward, it's now broke out of the channel, so the way I would have run this would have been that line there would be my trend line that I didn't want it to pass. As you can see, it's respecting it, so you want at least 3 touches. 1, 2, 3. From this point on, you can draw this down. If you don't like doing it that way, you can use this button as well, the ray. So you go 1, you can see 2 there, but you don't click it. And you go to number 3, and then there you go. So then you can see how far it's going. You don't have to try and judge it with just a trend line. Use the ray, that's what I like to use sometimes, but I don't like this extra bit, so I use the trend line. So yeah, once that broke out, that would be my indication to let me know that the trend is changing. So as you can see here, it broke out. It made the body finished above. As you can see, it sat above for a little while, a few days. Made a big body on a bull. Then it broke down, and I guess this was to grab liquidity. So this is what we call a liquidity grab. It sold the market because it didn't have enough pressure. As you can see here, in between, let me draw these lines so you can see what I'm talking about. In between here and in between here, the market is going down. However, if you see here, that MACD says it's a buy and there's pressure, but it's very small. There's not a lot of pressure to say that it's going up. So what did the buyers do? They let everything sell off. Which makes us as traders think that it's going to continue the trend down, which is what it's supposed to do because it's a trend, it's a bearish trend. However, because it's broken out, we now have to be careful. And this sell, these 3 strong pairs, tell you that it's a liquidity grab. Sorry, my mind went blank. You can see this big strong wick here, and these wicks tell you a lot. They tell you that the market isn't really liking what it's doing as much as it's pushed down. It wants to go back up. These wicks it wants to go back up. As you can see here, there's a bit of indecision. This is where the bears are selling still, but the bulls are starting to take the pressure back now. Sorry, forgive me. Yeah, the bulls are starting to take the pressure back. So this is where you get the indecision, also called an accumulation area or a consolidation area. So this is where it started to balance out. Then you get a strong push. You see that big wick that's saying, look, the bulls want to take over, but the sellers aren't ready yet. Bulls come in strong, boom, retest back down here. Whenever they break out of a box, it tends to retest unless they have a lot of buying pressure that they don't need to retest. Once again, this is another liquidity grab to push up. So majority of the time, it will come back down to get more liquidity so it can push up, especially if the trend isn't strong. Forgive me. So they pull back, retest, and this is where you want to jump in. You want to see this candle and jump in as soon as it finishes. So from here, boom, you sit in, touch that. Now, at the time, you probably wouldn't have realized that this is a resistance area. However, if you've gone from back here, you can see that it kind of respects it. Here, it kind of sat above it. It's a bit hard to see if you're not experienced, but you can see it. It's easier said now that it's already been done, but yeah. So it's come up here, it's gone down again, it's retested. This is again a liquidity grab to try and push back, and it hasn't done it. So it's come back again, and it will probably do the same thing until it breaks through. Eventually it will break through. However, on this MACD, you can see that it's starting to flatline. When it flatlines, that means that the pressure is slowing down. That's because it can't break this level. So what happens next? It either gets more liquidity, so it comes back down and it pushes again, or it breaks out of this trend line and starts to continue its downwards trend. Which one will it do? This is what we have to wait for. So let's go to the 4 hour and let's see what's happening on the 4 hour then. Okay, so on the 4 hour, just so you know, there it is. I was wondering why that wasn't showing up. So here's my channel on the 4 hour, the one that I made on the hour. This is it on the 4 hour. Sorry, my internet's not that great here. So yeah, as you can see, it's broke out the top of that channel. So it's really trying to push. It's really trying to push. Not only that, but one thing I learned as a trader that a lot of people that I was around when I was beginning trading didn't see. I'm quite an analysis person. I analyze everything. It's good in ways and it's bad in other ways. But for me, when it comes to trading, it really helps. So the thing is, I've always liked to use these channels. What are they called? So you can use it as well. Parallel channel, right? Now, what I've noticed from using a parallel channel, this middle line tells you a lot about price as well. So as you can see here, it's quite equal. It went up, came back down. So both buyers and sellers are kind of fighting to win. Now, if you see here now, it's staying above this middle line. Hasn't come back across this line properly. That tells me that the bulls are in control. They have a lot of buying pressure. This is something that also indicates that we have a lot of buying pressure even though you can't see it happening. This is one thing that always kind of set me out from the rest of my teammates because they couldn't see this. I tried to explain this to them, but they didn't really understand it. So that's something you can also look out for. What side of the trend is it really pushing to? Because it could be going upwards. It could be going upwards, but sitting on the bottom side. I've seen it before. And then all of a sudden it breaks out and they're like, why? And I saw it coming because you can just see that the pressure isn't strong. It's going up, but the pressure isn't strong. But they don't see that. They just see that it's going upwards. So, as you can see, see now we're in an accumulation range where it doesn't want to leave this area. So the buyers are happy for it to sit no lower than this, and the sellers don't really want it to go any higher than this. So this is where you have a bit of a fight on your hands. You're waiting for that breakout. There's nothing you can do other than either trade this motion on a lower time frame, because as much as that's a little space there on, let's say, a 5 minute time frame, that's a lot of pips. So look, let me move that out of the way. There you go, 71 pips. So that's actually a lot of pips. If you trade that correctly, you can make money. Let's say you trade it from the bottom upwards, you know you're okay. One reason why you trade it from the bottom upwards is because you know the pressure is buying and you want to go in the direction of the trend. The trend is going upwards, you're on the higher side of the channel. And no doubt, you want to go up, you want to follow it, you don't go against the trend as everybody says. So yeah, that's the next move. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. Oh, this is getting a bit messy, isn't it? Let's close these off. Let's get rid of some of these lines. Okay, let's see what's happening here. What have I got now? It's not right. Okay, let me see why I can't see that on the low time frame, because that doesn't look right. I thought so. So let's change this to 60 minutes. Yep, that's fine. Go to the hour. Hey, what's going on? 4 hour. Is that the same one? It is, okay, cool. Doesn't look right. That's not right, is it? Why can't I see it? Is it too zoomed in? Yes, it is, sorry. That threw me off. Cool, so as you can see, we've got another trend line upwards. However, on the 1 hour now, it has broken that trend. So it wasn't able to push strong enough past this resistance area that we saw on the 4 hour. And it's come back down, it's trying to grab liquidity and it's pushing, but it's not so strong. So this is another insight saying that on the lower time frames, we're getting less pressure. What does that mean? That we might be sitting in this consolidation area for a while until they decide what they want to do. And this is why I said scalping is sometimes better, because you'll be holding and you'll be in emotional roller coaster, because it will be going up and down, and you're not really making any money. So sometimes it's better to lower the time frame. So let's just go to a 5 minute, just for the sake of it. Now look at that, for a 5 minute chart, doesn't that look great? Big movements, that's what you want, big movements. So you want to get in and go boom, all the way down to there, boom. Again, from there, all the way up to there, boom. And what's it doing again? And look, I'll even draw this just to show you that it's quite easy to catch once you know what you're looking for. Boom. You just go from the bottom of the trend to the top of the trend, keep doing it, keep doing it. If you're brave enough, you know what you're doing. So where am I going to go from here now? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to stay until? Boom, all the way to down here, boom. That's what I'm looking at. And these are the moves you want, right? The way to know whether to stay in when these moves are happening, you draw your ray, touch 1, touch 2, touch 3, boom. At this point you get out. So let's just say you got in here, right? You watched it go all the way up here. Cool. Now for me, I would have closed here because that's the top of my portion, right? Excuse me. This is the resistance area. So you know you don't want to keep pushing past. You know that if it does, you need more of a push, which it did actually have, to be fair. I may have actually tried to stay in this one because, as you can see, it widened, the MACD widened, and also the pressure got strong. So there was quite a big push. 2 seconds, sorry. Forgive me, people. I have a cold and it's taking over my life at the minute. But anyway, I forgot what I was saying now. So yeah, so like I said, you only want to trade between here and here. So it's pushed up, you hold out, it hasn't gone into a negative, so you didn't even need a stop loss on this one. I'm not saying you shouldn't have one, always have a stop loss. But what I'm saying is it didn't even go into negative, so you just keep riding this one. Ride it. Unless you get that break of trend, you're good. Keep going. Ride that wave. And as you get here, you either close out, but I think some people will get greedy, they'll see the pressure and keep in. That's fine. If you do and it drops back down, cool. Then you see it coming back up again, cool. So now you're back in, you're feeling confident again, you think it's gonna push back up. And it doesn't, okay, no worries. But we have our trend line now because it needs to stay above this line. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, right? Now, as you can see, we have that line now. It's broke it at this point because it's closed out and it's made a new one. And this one is closed low, you want to close. Worst case scenario, you closed here. Best case scenario, you closed up here. Very best case scenario, you closed anywhere in that area and you've made profit. These are moves you can make without any indicators. This is just price action. Really and truly, you didn't need this to do that because you can see the market's now gone up. It's just zigzag, 1, 2, that's all it's doing. So you didn't need any indicators. They're just another reassurance to let you know that, yes, you're right in thinking what you're thinking. So let's just calculate that and see how many pips that would have been. Let's say you got in around here. Let's say you got in after that candle, right? Boom, boom, boom. And you closed out here. 46 pips. That is a lot. That's a lot. Sometimes I only go for like 10 pips and I just go strong with those 10 pips. 46 pips is strong. You can play with that all day. Let's just say you wanted to be reserved and just take 20 pips. There's 20 pips. You're good. These are moves you can take all day long, no matter what size your account is. You could have a £10 account and make these moves. These are good moves. Let's say you had a £10 account and you had 10 pence per pip. 10 pence per pip. And you had 20 pips. 10 pence. 20 times 0.10 is £2. You've just made, oh my gosh, you've just made 20% on your account. Look at that. 20% on your account from just one move. And that took, how long did it take you to get to 20 pips? Let me take the magnet off. Excuse me. 20 pips. There you go. 35 minutes. Not even 35 minutes, 30 minutes to make 20 pips. Half an hour of your life to make 20% of your account. Now, isn't that rewarding? You could have stayed in. $50 pips in 3 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours and 50 minutes. 50% of your account. Now, isn't that wicked? Now, on bigger accounts, I obviously wouldn't expect you to be doing the same percentages because it's a lot of risk. However, on a £10 account, it's not a lot of money. For some people it is, depending on where you're living. But this amount is very normal and you can't get any lower lot sizes. So you would have to do this minimum. These are the kind of minimum money you can actually make in trading with these. So these are the smallest amounts of money you can make. So just like that, you would have made £5. I am in Indonesia now. So let's just say we made £2. That is 42,000, roughly 42,775 IDR. Now with that, I could go and buy possibly 2 meals, 1 meal or 2 meal. Depending on where you get it from, street food, you could get 2 meals out of that all day. If you're going to KFC or Burger King, that's like 1 meal. But there you go, it's quite easy to do, and that's just took a little amount of time. It's not your whole day. You didn't have to watch it. All you do, draw your trend line. Once you've got your third point and you've got your trend line, what do you do? This is the point where you can actually stop watching the charts. Why is that? Because at this point, you can then click on it, add an alert on the ray, and what are we doing now? We say, I want to know when the price crosses down only once. You press create, and what it will do is as soon as price passes this, it will alert you, at which point you close, and that's all you have to do. Nothing more, nothing less. And the thing is, because your trend is going up, you know that price can only be going up if it doesn't alert you. It can't be going any other way, because as it moves sideways, it has to go up to stay within that line. So as soon as it breaks out, that's when you know, okay, it's no longer going up with the same momentum. That is when you close. You could stay in, but I think for people with smaller account sizes, get out. Reason being, you're just trying to build the account. You're not trying to make the most. You just want to get quick money in and out, and that's it. You don't want to be greedy when you have a small account, let's say £10 or anything like that. This is how you build small accounts. And look, that's just a 5-minute chart. These are the things that I want to teach you guys so you can actually build small accounts. It's not very hard. It's taken 4 hours to make £5. Now, yeah, that's not a lot, but if you don't have a lot, it is a lot. And then 4 hours of your day, when we have a 24-hour day, you have 20 more hours to do what you want to do. 3-minute chart. Look at that, even more candles. It's just more precision for you. If you want to see that breakout earlier, you can see it a lot more earlier, and you know you're good. Look at that. It depends how you want to look at it. You just need to see your touches. Whatever time frame you're on, you just watch your touches. As soon as you get them, boom, jump in. And this is how you make easy money, people. So, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, tell me what you liked about this video, tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what the audio is like as well. I'm using my iPad without my AirPods. I'm in my house in Bali. It's a guest house, I should say. So yeah, just tell me what it sounds like. If it's any good, if I need to change the sound. Any recommendations? Forgive me for all my coughing, sneezing and blowing my nose. I've got a cold. I'm trying to get rid of it as soon as possible. I didn't get it in Indonesia, Bali. I got it before I left. I felt it on the plane. So yeah, that's what happens when you're sitting on the plane for hours with other people's germs. It is what it is. We move. I'm still pushing on. I've just come back from the gym. So let's get it, guys. Love you guys. Thank you for the support. Please share this as much as possible. I'm trying to build my following as quick as possible. Thank you. See you later.